What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a deep dive into the PlayStation Plus game catalog for January, and this is one of those months that really shows how strong the service can be when Sony decides to go all out. This lineup has something for almost every type of gamer, whether you're into survival horror, massive story-driven RPGs, slower and more methodical simulation-style experiences, or just looking for something new to try without taking a financial risk. We've got Resident Evil Village, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, and several other titles that help round out the catalog. And taken together, this is a month that feels both high quality and diverse, which is exactly what you want from a subscription service like this. Instead of loading the catalog with smaller or forgettable games, January comes out swinging with big names, different genres, and experiences that can keep you busy for weeks, if not months, depending on how deep you dive into each one. Let's start with Resident Evil Village because this is the kind of game that immediately grabs attention. This is still one of the strongest modern Resident Evil titles and one of the best examples of how the franchise successfully evolved without losing its identity. Village takes everything that worked in Resident Evil 7 and expands on it, offering more varied environments, more enemy types, more combat options, and a much broader sense of scale. The setting alone is incredible, with the snowy village, gothic castles, dark forests, and disturbing industrial areas all creating a tone that feels like a twisted fairy tale. Each major section of the game feels distinct, almost like its own mini horror experience, and that keeps the pacing fresh from start to finish. You go from classic survival horror tension to action heavy sequences and even moments that lean into psychological horror, all while staying cohesive. The atmosphere is top tier, the sound design is unsettling, and the story continues Ethan Winter's journey in a way that feels both personal and epic at the same time. For anyone who skipped this game when it originally released, getting it through PlayStation Plus is an absolute steal. And for players who love horror games, this is easily the centerpiece of the month. Resident Evil Village is also a great example of a game that feels premium. It's polished, cinematic, and designed to be replayed. Whether you're the type of player who just wants to experience the story once, or someone who loves unlocking new weapons, trying harder difficulties, and exploring every corner for secrets, Village delivers on both fronts. It's one of those games that reminds you why the Resident Evil franchise has lasted so long as it has because it understands how to balance fear, action, and storytelling without letting any one element overpower the others. Having a game of this quality included in the game catalog instantly raises the value of the entire lineup for January. Then we move on to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and this is where the month truly becomes something special. This is not just a big game, it's a massive game in terms of content, story, and time investment. The Like a Dragon series has always been known for its incredible storytelling, unforgettable characters, and unique ability to jump between hilarious absurdity and emotional depth without feeling forced. Infinite Wealth continues that tradition while fully embracing its identity as a turn based RPG. You're getting deep combat systems, tons of customization, party management, and a story that can hook you for dozens upon dozens of hours. These games are known for their insane amount of side content, and that's not an exaggeration. Between side quests, mini games, and optional activities, you could easily spend more time in the side content than in the main story itself. What makes Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth such a huge deal in the game catalog is that it's the kind of game people normally buy at full price and commit to as their main game for weeks or months. It's not a short experience, it's not a filler title, and it's definitely not something you just casually try for an hour and move on from. This is a full RPG experience with depth, heart, humor, and a strong sense of identity. If you never played a Like a Dragon game before, this is an incredible entry point because it shows you everything the series does well: strong writing, memorable characters, ridiculous humor, and surprisingly touching moments. If you're already a fan, then seeing Infinite Wealth in the catalog feels almost unreal because of how much value it adds instantly. This alone could justify the subscription for a lot of players. And then we have Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, which is a completely different experience from the other two headliners, and that's exactly why it works so well in this lineup. Mudrunner style games appeal to a very specific kind of gamer, the one who enjoys slow, thoughtful gameplay where the challenge comes from the environment rather than enemies. This is about planning your route, managing your resources, understanding your vehicle, and adapting to harsh terrain. Expeditions leans even further into exploration and scientific style missions, giving you a sense of discovery and problem solving that feels almost meditative. There's something uniquely satisfying about overcoming difficult terrain through patience and smart decisions rather than reflexes. This is the kind of game that you might not normally buy if you're unsure whether it's your style, which makes it perfect for PlayStation Plus. A subscription service is the ideal place to try something niche and discover that you actually love it. For fans of the MudRunner and SnowRunner series, this is a fantastic addition, and for newcomers, it's a great opportunity to experience a genre that doesn't get nearly enough attention. It adds a completely different flavor to the month and shows that the game catalog isn't just about blockbuster titles, but also about variety and experimentation. What really stands out about January's PlayStation Plus game catalog is how well balanced it is. You have horror, RPG, and simulation all represented at a high level. You can be terrified one night in Resident Evil Village, deeply invested in his story and characters in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth the next, and then slow things down with a more methodical, relaxing experience in Expeditions. That kind of range is exactly what a good catalog should offer. It means there's something here no matter what mood you're in or what kind of gamer you are. And then there's the and more part of the lineup, which is always important. These additional titles might not have the same headline power, but they're what complete the package. They're often the games you try on a whim and end up enjoying way more than expected. The PlayStation Plus game catalog is at its best when it encourages discovery, when it pushes you to try genres or games you might normally skip. Some of the most memorable gaming experiences come from taking a chance on something new, and a lineup like this supports that idea perfectly. Overall, January feels like a strong, confident month for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Resident Evil Village brings premium survival horror. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth brings massive RPG value. A Mudrunner game brings something slower, deeper, and more niche. Together, they create a lineup that feels thoughtful and genuinely exciting. This is the kind of month that makes you look at your backlog and realize you're probably not getting through all of this anytime soon. And honestly, that's a great problem to have. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Which game are you most excited to download? Are you jumping straight into Resident Evil Village for some late night horror? Are you ready to lose dozens of hours in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth? Or are you curious to finally try a Mudrunner style game with expeditions? Let me know what you're planning to play first and why. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads, especially when new PlayStation Plus lineups drop or when we talk about classic, underrated, and forgotten games. Also, make sure to check out my Patreon, where the latest Patreon exclusive is looking at games that were one-hit wonders that never got a sequel, even though they absolutely deserved one. It's a really fun topic, and there are some truly fascinating games that fit that category. So if you want extra content and want to help support what I do here, definitely take a look. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and as always, game on.